Imagine the last night of the year. Cities glitter with lights, living rooms glow with warm lamps, and the whole planet seems to hold its breath together. People gather around countdowns on phones and TVs, clinking glasses, laughing too loudly, pretending they aren't afraid of how fast time keeps moving. Outside, fireworks are stacked like promises. Inside, someone checks the clock for the 100th time and says, 10 seconds! And suddenly every voice joins in, counting down as if a number can push reality into the next chapter. 3, 2, 1. Midnight. And time freezes. Not metaphorically, not emotionally, literally. The second the clock hits best, the world locks in place like a paused video. Fireworks stop mid-bloom, hanging in the sky as perfect, unmoving flowers of light. Champagne splashes out of glasses and becomes floating beads, each droplet suspended like a tiny crystal. Confetti stalls in the air. Smiles freeze on faces. In the street, a taxi's tires hover a fraction of an inch above the asphalt, caught in the middle of rolling forward. A dog is trapped mid-bark. A drummer's stick is frozen inches above a drumhead. Across the planet, everything becomes a sculpture of the final second of the year. Except you blink, and the blink is yours. Your breath moves, your heart beats. You can lift your hand and watch it cut through the motionless world. For a moment, you think you're dreaming until you touch a floating droplet of champagne, and it stays perfectly round against your fingertip, refusing to fall. You step outside and the cold air doesn't swirl. A car horn is stuck in the act of sounding, but there's no noise. Just silence so complete it feels heavy. You walk through your neighborhood and realize the freeze isn't just local. The clouds are nailed to the sky. The wind has become an idea instead of a force. The moon hangs motionless. Every screen you pass shows the same frozen frame. 00 was high, fireworks paused, news anchors frozen mid-smile. Streetlights hum without flicker. The entire planet is paused between one year and the next, and somehow you are the only moving piece left in a cosmic museum. At first, curiosity overpowers fear. You step into a supermarket and watch a spilled carton of milk, suspended in mid-air like a white ribbon. You walk through an airport and see planes hanging on runways, passengers frozen mid-step, a baggage cart stopped mid-turn. You go to a hospital and your stomach tightens. Doctors locked with hands inches from patients, surgeons frozen mid-motion, monitors paused on heartbeat lines that will never move again. It hits you then. Time isn't just a background setting, it's the thing that makes everything alive. Without it, the world isn't dead, but it isn't living either. It's a photograph that forgot how to change. Panic arrives in waves. If time is frozen, what does that mean for you? Will you age while everyone else stays perfectly still? Will you starve in a world where no one can cook, no one can speak, no one can even blink? You run back home, ripping open cupboards, searching for food, for water, for anything that proves the world still works. The water in the sink is motionless, so you break a bottle instead. You eat in silence that feels wrong, like chewing inside a vacuum. Hours pass, or what you can only assume are hours because clocks are useless now. The stars do not move. The sun does not rise. Midnight is an endless hallway with no doors. You wander through streets lit by frozen fireworks that never fade, trapped forever in their most beautiful moment. It should feel magical. Instead, it feels like being the last conscious mind on Earth. Then something stranger happens. You start noticing tiny cracks in the frieze. Not physical cracks, temporal ones. A single confetti piece twitches when you pass. A flame in a candle trembles for a fraction of a second, as if time hiccuped. You press your ear against a frozen wall and swear you can hear something faint, like distant thunder trapped behind glass. It's as if the world is paused, but not perfectly, as if midnight is struggling to hold. You begin to wonder if time froze for a reason. New Year's Eve is humanity's biggest ritual of hope, a global agreement that tomorrow can be different. Maybe the universe for once listened too literally. Maybe it stopped a time to give someone a chance to choose what the next moment should be. And that idea changes everything. You stop running. You stop searching for answers in the frozen world. Instead, you look inward. Because if you are the only moving person, then the only thing that can change right now is you. You think about what you wanted from the new year before it arrived. Not the jokes, not the surface wishes, but the real ones. The ones you were afraid to say out loud. You think about apologies you postponed, risks you avoided, people you loved but didn't tell, dreams you kept on a shelf because you assumed there would be time later. But later never comes, does it? Not in this midnight. So you make a decision, a real one. Not a resolution you'll forget in a week, but a promise carved into the quiet. You pick one thing you will do if the world starts again. One truth you'll finally act on. And the moment you commit to it, you feel it. A subtle loosening in the air, like a tension releasing. The suspended champagne droplet trembles. A frozen spark in the sky flickers. The clock on your phone, dead for what felt like forever, jumps. Jothiros Dashi Aswan. Sound slams back into the world like a wave. Fireworks explode forward in a roar. Confetti falls. People blink. The taxi hits the pavement and keeps rolling. The dog finishes its bark. The drummer's stick strikes the drum. The entire planet surges forward as if nothing happened, as if the freeze was just a skipped breath. Everyone cheers. Everyone hugs. Everyone shouts, "Happy New Year!" And no one notices the missing time, the impossible pause. Except you. You stand in the noise feeling like you've returned from a place no one else can imagine. You look at the sky, at fireworks that now fade like they always do, and you realize the strangest part isn't that time froze. It's that it started again. And now you know something most people forget the moment they say, "Next year." Time is not guaranteed. Midnight is not magic. The miracle is motion. So when the new year begins, really begins, you don't waste it watching the clock. You move.